Hey brother. Jay, today we are talking about Disney princesses, the most elite club within the Disney universe. But what you may not realize is that it takes more than just being a princess in a Disney movie to gain this elite title. Love them or hate them, they act as role models for children around the world. What a role model should be is constantly changing, and today I think there is no one that better embodies that role than Dory. So today we are going to be asking, should Dory be a Disney princess? This episode of Super Carlin Brothers is sponsored by Best Fiends. Best Fiends is a puzzle battle game with tons of adorable characters you can collect, build a team with, and use to defeat the slugs. In fact, right now there is a new quest for fan favorite character Jean, which opens at level 100. If you beat it, you can win gold and diamonds. There will also be a free gift on July 10th, so be sure to play on that day to collect your gift. I am currently on level 31, try and beat me and share with me your scores. You can click the link below to download Best Fiends for free. Thanks Best Fiends for sponsoring this video. So right out of the gate, it doesn't seem like Dory would be a great candidate for a Disney princess due to the complete and utter lack of a royal presence in the film at all. Fair point, but royalty is not all that matters when it comes to earning this title. In fact, like I said earlier, it does take more than just being a princess in a Disney movie to be a Disney princess. And on that note, you don't even have to be a princess to be a Disney princess. There is a loophole. And we here at Super Carlin Brothers love a good loophole. So what does it take to be a Disney princess? First, you must meet all three of the following rules. 1, you must be human. 2, you must be a leading role in an animated Disney movie. And 3, you must not be featured primarily in a sequel. Now, that third one is tricky. It doesn't mean you can't be in a sequel, it just means you can't be introduced in one. And you need to have a leading role in the first movie. So, for example, Ariel's daughter cannot be a Disney princess because she is introduced in the second film, even though she is the lead in that film. Then, if you meet those 3 conditions, you must meet at least one of the following 3. Either A, be born royal, B, marry royal, or C, perform an act of heroism. And there is our loophole. Thank you Mulan for 1, saving the Han Dynasty from the invading Huns, and 2, opening the door for Dory to swim her way right into royalty. It's also worth noting that even if you meet all of the above conditions, there is one giant unwritten rule that casts a shadow over everything. Box office success. In fact, Jay made a whole video about characters who have been screwed by that very problem. Click the card. So, how does Dory do? First, is she human? No. Crap! Man, I thought we had this. Unless. Loophole? Let me show you several Disney princesses, and you tell me which of these does not fit. Got your answers? That's right. It's option Ariel is a mermaid. Mermaids are part fish. Dory is a fish. Loophole! I mean, how different are fish and humans really? Admittedly, this one's hard to rationalize, but stick with me, we've got more. Moving on, is Dory the lead in an animated movie? Yes! Was she introduced in a sequel? No! Man, I feel like we have some momentum going now. Was she either born royal, marry royal, or perform any acts of heroism? Well, not the first 2, but do you count crossing an entire ocean to save a handicapped child that you've never met before heroic? Or fighting off sharks? Or talking her way out of a whale? Or driving a Mack truck off of a cliff and saving hundreds of fish from going to Cleveland? How about overcoming disability? How about how she accomplished all of that while dealing with her own severe handicap? Dory suffers, as you know, from short-term memory loss, and while not everyone deals with this particular affliction, everyone has their own limitations or demons that they're battling. Dory is an amazing example of every single one of us in one way or another, of facing your limitations head on and not letting anything stand in your way. But she's not human. Well, I say, so what? Throughout the history of the Disney Princess franchise, the goal of these characters is to serve as role models. And over time, as cultural ideals change, so have the ideals of these princesses. They started out as reactionary characters who don't take much action. The plot happens to them. The damsels in distress. Then they changed into much more feisty, adventurous characters, but all had stories angled towards finding their Prince Charming. And nowadays they are extremely independent, curious, hardworking, with their romances being based on getting to know someone. I mean, if they're even interested in anyone at all. Dory is just the next step in the evolution of the Disney princess. None of her actions are driven by romance. She's just like perfectly imperfect. She's super independent and also very dependent on her friends at the same time. She finds a way to accomplish her own goals while helping others all along the way. And she is arguably one of the most widely relatable characters in any Disney movie ever. I mean, I'm sure some of you had to deal with being born with ice powers and possibly destroying your entire kingdom, but for me, I just couldn't relate. I totally would have saved John Smith on morals alone, and totally not because of his impressive jawline and flowing hair. Heck, I would have loved to have saved China from the invading Hun army, but I wasn't even given a chance. But I'll tell you what, I forget stuff all the time. I too have felt lost and like nobody would help. And yet Dory shows us someone who, against all odds, is constantly remaining positive.
Already it's half empty!
I'd say it's half full.
Someone who doesn't dwell on their limitations. Someone who does the best she can, despite her circumstances. That is all of us. That is a role model. That is a princess. Also, she totally crushed it at the box office. So, not a human? Who cares? Dory has been breaking barriers her whole life. This is just one more barrier. Hashtag Dory is a princess. Hashtag Dory for Princess 2016. So in true Dory fashion, let's try to make this a thing even with our limited resources. We may have what looks to be a large audience and we may be enough to get this started, but we could probably use a little help, and who better to ask for help than Dory herself? Our request for you today is to send this video with the following tweet to Ellen. Help us make Dory a princess. For my question of the day, do you think Dory should be the next Disney princess? Let us know your thoughts in the towel section down below. As always, thanks for watching this video. Be sure to like it and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you'd like to see more princess discussion from us, you can click right here to find out whether or not Princess Leia is a Disney princess, or right here to figure out the top 10 reasons why Mulan is the best Disney princess. But Jay, that is everything that I've got for you today, man. I will see you on Tuesday.